thought I'd take me a break from my deer hunting. Been going at it pretty hard for several months now. So I broke out my fowling piece. This little piece of hardware, one I put together several years ago. She's my version of what a southern swamp fowler piece would look like. I'm kind of a backwoods gunsmith. I like to take a little bit from what this guy did, a little bit from what that one did that I like, and put it together on my own. What I come up with. Now this is of course you can tell it's a flinter. Got a 42-inch smoothbore barrel, 62 caliber or 20 gauge, whichever you want to call it. Black walnut stock. Barrel's been brown. It's octagon to round. Got the wedding bands out. I like the idea of the big handrail, more like the Kentucky rifles would have. So I forged out this particular trigger guard. You notice it's got a lot of room in it too. I figured I'd be hunting with this in the cold weather if I had on a pair of gloves. Wouldn't accidentally set it off. Now the difference in mine, I incorporated a cheek plate. Most fowlers don't have that. It's got a 3.5 inch below line of sight drop on it, where it fits me comfortable. I fashioned me a peep sight on it, shooting round ball. A little pin right here, knock that out, pull this off if you're going to wing shoot. The reason that's so tall, when I was building this rifle, one of my buddies, he was watching me and he says, you know, those barrel pin that go on there, those loops for your barrel pinning, he says, how you gonna put them on? I said, well, I'm gonna solder them. Well, I couldn't get it to hold. So he speaks up and says, I'll weld it for you. Well, that was a mistake on my part. There's, let's see, there's one right here, and one out here. Well, as he welded it, my barrel went and never came back. So when I got her all done, before I cut my sight in, got ready to put a sight on it, I sandbagged it and shot it. Well, at 20 yards, she's about 18 inches low. I filed and filed and filed on that sight. I couldn't get it out. So what I ended up with was I made me a peep. That peep's about, that hole's about, I'd say that's pretty close to 1 inch above my barrel. Pretty good bend in it. I had to make a couple of them until I found the right spot. You know, kept moving the hole up until I found it. Well, now it works pretty good. Now what we're going to do this afternoon, I'm going to try to bark some squirrels out of the tree for you. I'm going to load it with a 60 caliber round ball, patched round ball. And when you bark a squirrel, you don't shoot the squirrel. You shoot right next to him. You kill him with the shrapnel from the bark. Well, I could load it with birdshot, but it's pretty hard to do this, and you know, it adds a challenge to it. And I like that, so I'm gonna load her up. I've already seen 3 squirrels sitting here. I'm gonna get her loaded, and we'll see if I can do it. I've done it before. Of course, I was told it was an accident, but well, you know, ain't no harm in trying. All right, we're gonna put 70 grains of 2F black powder in it. I like to make sure there ain't no oil on none of that metal. Open up my vent. All right, she's primed and ready. I'm gonna have to turn the camera around, so bear with me. All right, there's one bark squirrel with a 62 caliber round ball. Hit the tree right next to him. Shrapnel takes him apart. Don't mess up your meat so bad. All right, seeing how the barking works, I'll show you how dual functional these guns were. This time, I'm gonna load it up with shot. You know, all right, there's my over the powder wad. You know, I guess the whole deal was old boys couldn't have, like us, they didn't have 2 or 3 different guns for different things. You know, they had one gun, so it had to shoot shot, had to shoot a ball, and these smoothbores filled the ticket for them. I remember my granddaddy, he had one gun. He had a double barrel shotgun. That's it. Because he could shoot buckshot, bird shot, whatever he needed to shoot, you know. Unlike us today, we got a gun for every occasion. All right, now with this load, I don't have to be so particular what direction I shoot. That round ball, I got to kind of watch out for my neighbors, you know. So now I can shoot up in the air if need be at a treetop. All right, she's ready for another one. Now let's go find one. Or the Cracker Outdoors. I'm fixing to go ahead and make some squirrel for supper. Y'all subscribe and keep watching.